It's fall time, and today we're gonna make pomegranate granola. Let's go. Now, at fall time, you can get pomegranates in the grocery store, and they're usually really good. So today we're gonna be making a pomegranate granola. Let's look at the ingredients that we need. So here's what you're gonna need to make this delicious pomegranate pineapple granola. You will need 2 cups of almonds. You will need 1 cup of cashews. You'll also want coconut oil. You'll need 3 tablespoons of flaxseed and vanilla. You will need 1 cup of shredded coconut and almond extract. You will need 1/4 cup of honey. Honey. And sunflower seeds and pineapple. And you'll want a little bit of stevia. And you'll want a little bit of sea salt. And you'll need 1 pomegranate. Let's start by first putting together some of our wet ingredients. So I'm gonna add my 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I'm gonna add the honey. And then I'm going to add 1 capful of vanilla extract. I'm going to add a capful of almond extract. I'm going to put 6 packets of stevia in here, and these are little 0.35 ounce packages. And this is what we're using to stick our granola together so we get those really amazing like clumps of nuts and fruit and seeds, and so that we also have some sweetness to the mixture. Okay, I'm gonna add my fruit and nuts to this mixture now. So I'm going to go ahead and add this cup of pineapple. I chopped this up and put this in my food dehydrator for about an hour before making this mixture. Pineapple is really juicy, so I wanted to give it a little head start and put it in the dehydrator about an hour before I added it to my granola mixture. Next, I'm going to seed and chop 1 cup of dates. Another thing that I could do to make my mixture stick together would be to use my mortar and pestle and to mash up some of these dates into a paste, and then I could mix that with my other wet ingredients and it would provide more stickiness, because you're essentially just taking these nuts and these seeds and finding a way to bind them together. So we're using coconut oil and we're using honey to bind our mixture together, but you could also use like a date paste or anything that was healthy and would bind well together. So let's go ahead and add our dates. Next, I'm going to chop up 2 cups of almonds using my mortar and pestle. We'll go ahead and add the almonds. Now, I'll chop up the cashews. We're going to add the cashews. And we'll add our sunflower seeds. So a cup of sunflower seeds. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of hempseed, 1 cup of oats. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of almond flour. So I'm going to add 1 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. I'm going to add approximately 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, about a teaspoon of this Himalayan salt. And then last but not least, I'm going to add pomegranate. So I'll go ahead and just use my water method to remove the seeds. And all the pithy stuff will float to the top and the seeds will remain down at the bottom. It's always fun to be able to just go get the fruit right off the tree. It makes me so happy. Let's go ahead and drain the water out of these. Oh, those are beautiful. That beautiful red. Doesn't that just make you so happy? Let's add our pomegranates now. And we'll begin to mix this together. That's looking pretty good. You can see, yeah, it's clumping together. So with this batch, I don't need to add any almond milk. That's gonna be great. So that should be the texture, and you should be able to squeeze it together. And again, if you're making this, you can use whatever ingredients you want in your granola. You just want to have something that binds your ingredients together, and then you'll either be using your oven or a dehydrator to go ahead and cook this. I like to use a dehydrator because then you don't risk the possibility of it being burned. It's more difficult to not burn this in the oven. And then there is also the aspect of it retaining more of the nutrition when it's not in its cooked state, but sometimes some nutrients become more accessible when things are in their cooked state. So as we all know, there's a lot of controversy about diet. Even those that are really studying diet are just doing their best. These things are, we know that veggies and fruit and that plant-based eating is definitely more healthy, but aside from that, we are going off of a lot of approximate truths. So we do know that having lower stress and having a great attitude and feeling good about what you're doing, that really does improve your health too. And so whatever you choose to eat, make sure that you feel good and that you love it and that you're making the best choice possible. Let's go ahead and add this to the food dehydrator. So, as I mentioned, my food dehydrator, I believe, is older than I am, from the 1970s, and it never really looks clean on top, and it still works. I'm not even sure where I got it. They're like pens and pencils, you know? You think it's your food dehydrator, and then you discover that you actually got it from someone in Amsterdam. No, that actually happened the other day, where this lady took my pen, and I looked over and I saw that she'd taken my pen. I knew because I had been using that pen earlier, and then I looked at the writing on the pen, And it was from a bank in Amsterdam. I've never been to Amsterdam. And so apparently I also stole that pen without knowing it. But the food dehydrator, I have no idea why. I don't know where it's from. I'll have to think about that. Our granola is done. It's been in the dehydrator for 5 hours. And the texture is still a little bit soft. But we've got these nice clumps. And let's see how it tastes. It tastes so good. Tangy, sweet, like wholesome, really great flavor. Okay, I'm gonna put this in an airtight container. This fall time granola is bursting with flavor and will quickly become one of your favorite breakfasts or snacks throughout the day.